Hello everyone. It's your favorite team here at TV Days Drama Digest. Back with another deep dive into the swirling vortex of intrigue, betrayal, and heart-pounding revelations that make Days of Our Lives the ultimate soap opera obsession. If you've been glued to your screens like we have, you know that Salem is never short on scandals. And this week, we're zeroing in on the escalating feud between Holly Jonas and Sophia Choi. Last week's episodes left us on the edge of our seats, and next week's previews promise even more fireworks. The big question on everyone's lips: will Holly finally uncover the dark truth about Sophia and storm into Bayview to expose her for the manipulative force she truly is? Buckle up, dear readers, because we're about to dissect this storyline thread by thread, expanding on every twist, every glance, and every unspoken threat. We'll explore the backstory, the mounting suspicions, the explosive confrontation, and what it all could mean for the residents of Salem. Let's dive in and discuss what might unfold between these two fierce adversaries next week. And trust us, it's going to be dramatic. To fully appreciate the storm brewing between Holly and Sophia, we need to rewind and revisit the tangled web of deceit that's been spinning for months. Days of Our Lives has always excelled at crafting characters who are equal parts vulnerable and vicious, and Holly and Sophia embody that perfectly. Holly Jonas, the daughter of Nicole Walker and the late Daniel Jonas, has grown up in the shadow of Salem's endless dramas. From her tumultuous teen years marked by rebellion and heartbreak to her current quest for truth and justice, Holly has evolved into a young woman who's no stranger to pain. Remember her devastating loss when her father died, or the emotional roller coaster of her mother's complicated relationships? Those experiences have forged Holly into someone who's fiercely protective of her loved ones, but also quick to act on impulse, often leading her straight into danger. Sophia Choi, on the other hand, entered the scene as a seemingly innocent newcomer, but oh, how appearances can deceive. Portrayed as a troubled soul with a mysterious past, Sophia has layers upon layers of secrets. Her arrival in Salem was shrouded in ambiguity, whispers of family ties, hidden agendas, and a penchant for manipulation that rivals some of the show's most iconic villains, like Stefano DiMera or even Kristen in her heyday. The current saga kicked off with a bed check at Bayview, the infamous psychiatric facility that's seen more escapes, impersonations, and breakdowns than we can count. As avid viewers will recall, Rachel Black, yes, the precocious daughter of Brady and Kristen, was caught red-handed impersonating Sophia during one of those routine checks. The scene was pure tension, the nurse's flashlight sweeping across the room, Rachel's wide-eyed panic as she tried to mimic Sophia's demeanor, and the inevitable bust that sent shockwaves through the facility. But just when it seemed like Sophia's absence would raise alarms, she miraculously reappeared moments later, cool as a cucumber, claiming she'd been holed up in the library studying. Studying? In Bayview? The excuse was flimsy at best, but in the chaotic world of Salem, where alibis are as common as coffee at the Brady pub, it bought her some time. This moment wasn't just a plot device, it was a masterclass in suspense, highlighting Sophia's cunning ability to think on her feet and weave lies that stick, just long enough to evade detection. Now, let's talk about how this web starts to unravel. Enter Gabby Hernandez and Rafe Hernandez, the dynamic sibling duo who've turned suspicion into an art form. Gabby, with her sharp business acumen and no-nonsense attitude honed from years of corporate battles at DiMera Enterprises, has always had a keen eye for inconsistencies. Rafe, as Salem's top cop, or at least one of them, given the revolving door of police commissioners, brings his investigative prowess to the table. Their involvement ramps up the stakes because they're not just bystanders. They're family too many in this mess. The Catless? Little Ariana Horton, Gabby's daughter, who's proven time and again that kids in soaps often hold the keys to the biggest secrets. Ari admits to her mother that she thinks she saw Sophia wandering around the town square, a sighting that's impossible if Sophia was truly confined to Bayview. Picture this scene: Ari, with her innocent eyes and unfiltered honesty, tugging at Gabby's sleeve during a family dinner at the Hernandez home. "Mommy, I saw that lady from the pictures, Sophia buying ice cream near the fountain. But isn't she supposed to be in the hospital?" Gabby's face hardens, her mind racing through the implications. She shares this bombshell with Rafe over a tense phone call, their voices hushed as they piece together the puzzle. Rafe, ever the detective, starts connecting dots: the impersonation, the sudden reappearance, and now this eyewitness account from a child who has no reason to lie. This revelation doesn't stay contained for long. In true Salem fashion, word spreads like wildfire and it reaches Holly through the grapevine. Perhaps it's a chance encounter at the Horton Town Square, where Ari repeats her story to Holly during a playdate. Or maybe Gabby pulls Holly aside at the Kyriakis mansion, her voice laced with urgency. "Holly, you need to hear this. Ari saw Sophia out and about. Something's not right." Holly's reaction is visceral, her heart pounds, her fists clench. She's been harboring doubts about Sophia for weeks. Ever since subtle clues started piling up, overheard conversations, misplaced items, and that nagging gut feeling that Sophia's innocence is a facade. This new information is the spark that ignites her determination. Holly, portrayed with fiery intensity by actress Ashley P. Zemes, decides she can't sit idly by. She's gonna to Bayview not just to visit, but to confront. The drive there is fraught with internal monologue flashbacks to past betrayals flood her mind. From her own brushes with deception to the larger-than-life dramas of her family, the Salem skyline fades in her rearview mirror as she steels herself for what's to come. The radio playing an ominous tune that mirrors her racing thoughts. Arriving at Bayview, the atmosphere is thick with foreboding. The facility, with its sterile hallways, echoing footsteps, and the faint scent of antiseptic, has always been a hot spot for Days of Our Lives climaxes. Think back to iconic moments like when Abigail was committed, or the endless DiMera family interventions. Bayview is where truths come to die, or explode into the open. Holly signs in at the front desk, her hands trembling slightly as she flashes her ID. The receptionist, oblivious to the drama unfolding, buzzes her through. She navigates the corridors, her heels clicking against the linoleum, each step building the tension like a crescendo in a thriller soundtrack. Finally, she reaches Sophia's room, where the door creaks open to reveal Sophia lounging on her bed, a notebook in hand, her supposed only means of communication since she's been pretending to be mute, communicating solely through writing. This affliction has been Sophia's shield, allowing her to observe and plot without uttering a word that could give her away. The confrontation erupts like a volcano. Holly bursts in, her voice sharp and accusatory. "Sophia, I know what you've been up to. Ari saw you in the town square. You weren't studying in any library, you were out there, free as a bird. While Rachel covered for you." Sophia's eyes widen in shock, then narrow into slits of pure fury. She leaps to her feet, her body language screaming rage even before she grabs her notebook. The air crackles with electricity as Sophia scribbles furiously, her pen digging into the paper like a weapon. She thrusts the note at Holly. "I hate you. You've ruined everything." The words are scrawled in jagged letters, emphasizing the depth of her venom. But words aren't enough for Sophia in this moment. Her pretense cracks under the pressure. She raises her hand, palm open, aiming a vicious slap at Holly's face. Time seems to slow. Holly flinches, bracing for impact, the room spinning with the weight of betrayal. Just then, salvation arrives in the form of Dr. Gregory, Bayview's steadfast psychiatrist who's seen it all in his years treating Salem's most troubled souls. He bursts into the room, perhaps alerted by a nurse or the rising voices, and grabs Sophia's arm mid-swing. "Sophia." "That's enough," he bellows, his voice a mix of authority and concern. The intervention is dramatic, with Sophia struggling against his grip, her face contorted in a mask of hatred, while Holly steps back, gasping for breath. Dr. Gregory, played with gravitas by veteran actor Robert Scott Wilson. "Wait, no, that's Ben Weston." Let's imagine a seasoned performer in this role quickly assesses the situation. He's no stranger to the volatility of his patients, having dealt with everything from dissociative identities to full-blown psychotic breaks. He calms Sophia down, perhaps administering a sedative or simply talking her off the ledge, all while Holly watches, her mind whirling with the implications. But the million-dollar question remains, will Holly be able to expose Sophia in front of everyone? This is where the drama reaches its peak. With Dr. Gregory as a witness, Holly seizes the moment. "Doctor, you have to listen to me. Sophia's been faking everything, her mutism, her confinement. She's been sneaking out, using Rachel to impersonate her. Ari saw her in the town square." The words tumble out in a rush, Holly's voice rising with passion. Sophia, now restrained, glares daggers, her notebook discarded on the floor. Dr. Gregory's brow furrows. He's torn between his professional duty to his patient and the mounting evidence of foul play. He might call for security, or perhaps summon other staff members, turning the room into a makeshift courtroom. Imagine the chaos, nurses rushing in, patients peeking from doorways, the entire facility buzzing with the scandal. This exposure could ripple through Salem like a tidal wave. If Holly succeeds, Sophia's carefully constructed house of cards comes tumbling down. What is the truth she's hiding? Is it a connection to a larger conspiracy, perhaps involving the DiMeras or some long-lost relative? Days of Our Lives loves to layer mysteries. So Sophia's deception might tie back to past storylines. Maybe she's avenging a family wrong, or she's part of a scheme to undermine the Hortons or Bradys. Holly's victory would empower her character, showing her growth from an impulsive teen to a truth seeker who won't back down. But success isn't guaranteed. Soaps thrive on twists. What if Sophia spins a counter-narrative claiming Holly is the one harassing her, playing the victim card to perfection? Dr. Gregory might side with Sophia initially, citing her condition and ordering Holly to leave. Or perhaps external forces intervene, a phone call from Rafe arriving just in time with evidence. Or Gabby bursting in with Ari in tow for a live confirmation? Let's speculate further on the emotional fallout. For Holly, this confrontation is more than a quest for truth, it's personal. Sophia's hatred, scrawled in that note, cuts deep. Why the intense loathing? Flashbacks could reveal shared history, perhaps a high school rivalry or a boy they both vied for, like Tate Black, who's been caught in the crossfire of Salem's young love triangles. Holly might reflect on her own vulnerabilities during the drive back, tears streaming as she processes the betrayal. Sophia, meanwhile, is a powder keg of emotions. Her rage isn't just reactive, it's born from desperation. Pretending to be Mew has isolated her, forcing her to internalize every scheme, every slight. The attempted slap is a release, a physical manifestation of months of pent-up frustration. If exposed, what happens next? Commitment to a real treatment program? Exile from Salem? Or a villainous escape setting up future arcs? We can't ignore the broader implications for other characters. Gabby and Rafe's suspicions could lead to a full investigation, pulling in Commissioner Hernandez's resources. Ari's innocent observation might make her a target, adding a layer of danger. Soap's love putting kids in peril to heighten stakes. Then there's Rachel, the unwitting accomplice. How will Kristen react when she learns her daughter was involved? Expect explosive scenes at the DiMera mansion, with Kristen alternating between maternal protectiveness and her signature scheming. Brady might get dragged into complicating custody battles that have simmered for years. Comparing this to past days' storylines, it echoes the classic impersonation plots, like when Princess Gina impersonated Hope or the endless body swaps and doppelgangers. But here, it's grounded in psychological drama, making it feel fresh and intense. The Bayview setting adds a claustrophobic element reminiscent of Abigail's time there, where hallucinations blurred reality. Will Sophia's mutism be revealed as a ploy inspired by real psychological conditions? Or is it purely manipulative? The show has handled mental health with varying sensitivity, but this could be a chance to explore themes of deception versus genuine illness. Fan theories are abound on social media and forums. Some speculate Sophia is actually a long-lost relative of the Choi family, tied to past characters like Tripp's lineage. Others think she's working with E.J. DiMera in a corporate espionage plot against Gabby Sheik. One wild theory, Sophia's hatred for Holly stems from a secret affair with Tate, and the town square sighting was her meeting a lover. Whatever the truth, next week's episodes promise revelations that could shift alliances and spark new feuds. As we wrap up this extensive breakdown, let's circle back to the heart of it, the dramatic showdown at Bayview. Holly's arrival, Sophia's rage-fueled response, the scrawled note of hatred, the thwarted slap, and Dr. Gregory's timely intervention. It's all building to a climax that could redefine these characters. Will Holly expose Sophia, shattering her facade and bringing justice to Salem? Or will Sophia's cunning prevail, leaving Holly humiliated and the truth buried deeper? We at TV Days Drama Digest are on the edge of our seats, and we know you are too. What do you think, readers? Will Holly triumph, or is there another twist waiting? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's discuss. Share your predictions, your favorite moments from the show, and how this storyline stacks up against classics. Until next time, keep watching Days of Our Lives, because in Salem, the drama never stops. Stay tuned for more digest, spoilers, and in-depth analyses from your team here. Thanks for reading.